So what's up, guys? It is 10:30. It is 10:38, and I am jobless.
But now I'm here, bitch. But now I'm here, bitch. Now I'm here, bitch.
So what's up, guys? I haven't really done a video like this before. I guess I wanted to talk to you about depression and sort of give you my story behind it. So, to bring you all the way back to where everything was alright in my life, it started with a girl, of course. And this was about a year ago in my life, and there was a point in time where I couldn't be happier. Everything was going great. At least I thought everything was going great. And I made the mistake of putting my life on hold for this girl. And I put my life on hold for about a year, almost exactly, where I didn't do anything for myself. It was just, the only thing that mattered was me and this girl. And I guess to tell you the full story, it started with me meeting this girl in history class. I actually saw her before I even talked.
They
So it
say
actually
Mike's
started,
about to blow though. Tell me
I saw
something
this
that I
girl
don't
for the
know.
first
Make the
time
crowd
probably
bouncing like pogos.
2
You
months
can
into
come
my
on the tour
class.
bus, just please no photos. Fuck the ride like Somos.
And
Cause we be going off on the
first
off
thing I
nights.
thought was,
Cause I've been
wow,
on every single
really cute. And I think she was dating someone at the time. And so time passed. I didn't really think about it much. And now it's about the last month of school, and our teacher decided to move the desks around and move where we sat. And sure enough, she actually sat right behind me. And I was like, oh wow, that'll be pretty fun. I got all red-faced and everything else. And I really started to talk to her when we had to do this project, and we had to work as a group. And the other kids in the group, they didn't really want anything to do with the project. They weren't really doing anything. It was just really me and her that actually cared enough to do it. And so, we were working on it, we got to talking, and that was nice. And then the next day, she sat behind me, and, I'd, sneak around a few times. We'd talk every now and then. And then it started getting to the point where I'd walk her to her class, and it was every single day. And it upset me so much. Every Friday, I would go home and not be able to talk to her, hang out with her during the weekend, because I was so afraid to ask her for her number. I don't know why. That was the one thing I was just so afraid to do. And so finally, I did it, and finally got her number, and we went on our first date. And we actually went to go see The Fault in Our Stars. And our first date, she was crying, and I still have those tickets. And then it's sort of slowly built up more and more. We weren't a regular couple. Most of our dates, we would be hiking in caves and doing all these crazy things. So things started to go downhill. We were only talking for about a month, and I guess we weren't officially dating. She went and told me she was going on vacation to see her family. And I was a lifeguard at the time, and I fucked up. While she was away that week, she was actually seeing someone else. She was seeing another guy. And I had a feeling that something was going on, but I didn't do anything about it. Instead, I made the mistake of doing the same thing. I was seeing a girl that I worked with. And so I felt bad for what I did. And so when she came back, I told her everything that happened. And what blows my mind even to this day is she was so angry with me. You know, she was like, I can't do liars, I can't do cheaters. And this was before I even knew for sure that anything had happened. While she was away, she didn't tell me anything yet. And it wasn't till 2 or 3 weeks later I found out. She told me out of anger. And, you know, we stopped talking then. You know, it was clearly going to be over. But surprisingly, we made it after that. We talked about it and we worked it out somehow. So now let's fast forward. That whole year was a good year. It was probably the happiest year of my entire life. But I made the mistake of pausing my life entirely. I stopped doing my schoolwork. I stopped paying attention to family. It was just me and that girl. And we got so serious in that 1 year. We were actually looking at apartments in Flagstaff because she was originally going to go to college in Florida, and I wasn't going to see her, you know, ever again. But she decided to stay and actually go to a college that was only 4.5 hours away. And I thought that was a great idea, and we thought about moving in with each other, and we'll both get an apartment. She'll go to school, I'll work, and she was going to work at the same time. And I actually got 2 jobs just to save up and move out there. And now I'm working all the time and just trying to do my schoolwork online. And it got to the point where I genuinely thought I was going to marry this girl. I thought this girl was the one. I thought, you know, the search was over. But later on, towards the end, the last few months of our relationship just turned to shit. It was horrible. We were just arguing all the time, and I blame myself for most of it. I really do. And this girl, during the whole relationship, was fighting seasonal depression. And that did not make anything about this relationship easy at all. So she's dealing with her depression, and it turned into a fireball. The last few months of our relationship were just horrible. We were arguing all the time, and it just seems like all the emotion and love that was in our relationship was just now gone. So, to fast forward again, it's the last few weeks of our relationship. We've already broken up once or twice, and we're just still trying to give it that last shot. And it just didn't work. And I really blame myself for that. I would fight to get her back, and then when I had her, I just didn't care.
No, they don't know, or maybe they starting to. Cause I work so hard that it's hard to lose. Top spot, I'm taking that face to face. Got a bottle in my hand, I'm facing that. Cause if winning is a habit, then I've been an addict. Every night it's cinematic when you roll with us. And we won't live forever, but I will remember when I met you in the summer. And I came to your town. We fell in love. Then we burned it to the
Slender, sweet looking, I don't like it. One deal, you was all. Then, around the house, is the pronghorn antelope. It's not an antelope.
Talking about deer.
The antelopes don't shed their horn. Pronghorns do. A pronghorn is a pronghorn is a pronghorn. The only antelopes are in Mongolia and Africa.
I blame myself for us splitting up. because I know that we could have worked on it more, and we really could have pulled through, because we did care about each other a lot. I don't blame myself for all the problems we had. I know it was both of us together. I mean, it takes two to dance, right? The reason why we broke up was because I was doing things that were not okay, more than she even knows. I started hanging out with the guy that she slept with, and I started hanging out with all her exes and getting drunk with them and partying, and basically I chose the party life over us. And that was a big fucking mistake. I didn't really realize what was important at the time, and I didn't really care, because once I had her, I stopped caring again. I only cared when I didn't have her. Maybe that was the underlying problem. But it sucks now, because to fast forward again, I've gotten to a point in time where that doesn't matter to me anymore either. And I've grown up from that and realized that that wasn't even important, because I didn't get anything out of it. The only thing that I got out of parties were waking up with a headache every day. Just remember that you can get things just as easily as you can lose them. And I've learned that the hard way. Because it's crazy to think that just right here, me and my girlfriend were writing love notes to each other, putting them in a balloon and letting them go, and now here I am. I never thought that this day would come, but it did. You know, it just like that. She's been in Flagstaff for about a month now, going to college, and I'm still here. Didn't go anywhere, didn't get anything out of this. My whole year gone. And I think with guys, it doesn't hit them right away. I think during a breakup what happens is the girl is upset, and the girl is heartbroken, while the guy doesn't give a fuck. And I was the guy who was like, you know what, screw her, I don't need her. The first thing I did when we broke up was I went to a party. And little does she know, she came over to talk to me one time and told her I was out, but I actually left a party to go talk to her. And it's crazy the way it works, because now she's over me, and she can care less. You know, she's doing her own thing, which is good. I'm proud of her. But it's just now hitting me. It's just now making me realize that none of that partying and none of it matters. And what's been getting me through the day is coming up here and doing what I love, taking pictures. That's all I've pretty much been doing. And I've started talking to another girl. And it's crazy because this girl that I'm talking to now just got out of a bad relationship. She was with a guy that was just horrible to her. And I think what's hitting me the most is she's told me I've been able to relate to her so well, and I've really been there to give her advice. And I don't know, we just sort of clicked. And I think it's because I was that guy. She's telling me stories of how this guy, doesn't treat her right, and it seems like he doesn't care. And she was heartbroken over it. It's just, the first time we ever talked, she was holding back tears just to talk to me. And I think what hit me the most is that's what I put my girlfriend through. That's what I did to her. So I guess if you were to learn anything from this, remember what's important in life. Don't let the little, stupid, immature things get in the way. Just before you do something, think about how it can affect someone else. And think about what it can do to someone else. I didn't do that. So I'm learning to do that now. And it does get better. It does. I've gotten to that point now where I've realized it's not going to go back to the way it used to be. I had this concept in my head that it's all going to go back to normal, I'm going to get her back, because that's what always happened, but it's not always the case. So just remember what's important in life, and don't ever pause your own life for someone else. Keep yourself on your own path. Remember what's important, and just find yourself and know who you are before you dive into someone else's life. And I've gotten to the point where I know we're not going to work out. I know we're not going to be together. But I'd still take a bullet for that girl. I still love that girl to death. And I had to stop talking to other people because I realized there's no way I can put myself in another relationship when I don't know myself. And I love someone else. I'll never be able to give that girl the attention that she deserves, because I wasn't even able to give the love of my life the attention she deserves. If I were to say one thing to that girl, it would be, you were right. Not I'm sorry. Not I'm different. Just, you were right. I'm gonna learn from that.
And we could be together, baby, but I gotta leave soon. Everybody's listening now, but we got nothing to lose. When I met you in the summer,